everyone. Live. It is live. My name is Dr. Andrew Canard. No, it's actually Andrew Hall, but you can call me Dr. Canard. With me is Seamus,
hang on,
the Thought Prophet, and Neil, the 604 Atheist.
I'll just try and do this one here.
Neil is doing technology things. This is actually watching Canadians doing technology. That's what this show is all about.
Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. All right,
Good.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
My girlfriend has made a couple of contributions to the drinking cause today. I'm going to start off with some. I'm doing shots.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be, but no one else has to do shots. This is not some kind of like, everyone do what Andy
pressure,
does.
peer pressure.
Because that's just a bad policy. But this is some cinnamon liqueur that my girlfriend brought over from Sicily the last time she was over there. And so I'm going to start off with that. And then I had some of, wow, that was an evil pour, to tell you the truth. This stuff has some viscosity to it.
Viscosity?
I got some Caribou Blonde Ale today.
The Caribou Blonde Ale. The best of the Caribou Blonde Ales.
Where is that? Is that out of Saskatchewan? Is that what that is?
No. Caribou's in BC.
Ah, it's okay.
That's elk country in that other place, not Caribou.
What's the beer that's famous from Saskatchewan? What am I thinking of?
You're talking... Oh, I have no idea.
What the fuck is it? Let's go drive me nuts. Maybe that's what I think. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. So I'm just drinking some light beer right now, but
light beer.
I
didn't know that was allowed on the show.
Yeah. Well, I'll be sipping on some Roe and Co, some Irish whiskey that Guinness brought back to life for us. So.
Oh wow! It's a modern day miracle. That's what that is.
That's it. That is. It's this was actually a true resurrection. Unlike that that carpenter guy that's full of shit.
So if my girlfriend is watching right now, this cinnamon liqueur, you should not have given it to me because it's too good for my plebeian taste buds. I'll tell you that right now. This is like some pretty fucking nice stuff. Yeah, so in case you're wondering, Andy's doing nothing but shots. I have nothing but shots and water here. And so I don't know what time I'm going to be browning out at, but
I do have this.
Oh,
this is Macallan 12.
There you go.
Of course,
that's some proper scotch, man.
Most of it. Oh yeah, this is the 375 milliliter bottle, and it cost me just under $90. And I only have about that much left.
Nice.
At this point, I might as well just drink it out of the bottle like a professional.
I don't know if this is problematical for me to ask you if you know this since you're from the great land of Canada. But what's the difference between like elk, moose, and caribou? Are they three different animals?
Yes, they are.
They are three distinct animals.
Oh yeah. Moose are probably the biggest. Second biggest would be the caribou, and third biggest would be the elk.
Interesting. Now, what's the difference between like a caribou and an elk?
Two different species.
All right, I like that. And they're different sizes. Didn't you just pay attention to the words out of my mouth, Andy?
Now, here's a question: have you guys ever seen Canadian quarters?
I don't think I have.
Yes.
Yeah. What animal do you believe to be on the front of that Canadian quarter?
Beaver.
No, that's a nickel.
No, that's the nickel. Oh, I was so close though. All right, so an animal on the Canadian quarter. Chad, if anyone knows what animal is on the Canadian quarter, go right ahead. Is it I want to say some type of owl.
No, it's not an owl.
Oh, because owls are pretty awesome animals when you think about it.
Right? I mean, we have loonies.
You have loony.
Which has the loony, of course, on there. And we have the toonie, which has a polar bear on it.
Bison?
And of course, no bison. Although there may have been at some point a special coin with bison on there, but
I thought it was a nickel I had that was Canadian that had a bison on it. At least that's what I remember as a kid.
I think that's a centennial one, like when they released them as silver nickels.
Okay.
Like then they had the fish on the dime, and the beaver is on the no, for fuck's sake, the penny? No, I don't know. Hang on. I have two phones here. I'm trying to fucking.
You have two phones. You're trying to fuck. Well, that's a tough.
Well, I just got my new one. I went and picked that up before we went live today. It's the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra Pro. Right.
Oh, same here, brother.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's the 8K video one, 256 gigabytes or whatever. Fucking expensive, but hey, whatever.
That it is.
All right, so I'm going to be doing another shot of this wonderful cinnamon liqueur because it's so smooth too. That's the dangerous part about it.
Okay, I gotta catch up.
It's beautiful and it's so smooth and sweet too.
You're on shot number 2.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a quick show, everyone. It's going to be a quick 2 hours for Andy, at least. It's going to be a really long 2 hours for you two, but it'll be a quick 2 hours for Andy.
All right.
Solange.
All right. So let's see. So we have the ship or whatever, the blue nose that's on the dime. We have the maple leafs, which is on the penny. The beaver's on the nickel. The polar bear is on the toonie. The loony is on the $1, of course. And still want to know what's on the quarter, if any of you guys know.
Is it the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Oh, he's just trying to fucking rub that shit in, isn't he?
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm not a Habs fan really, but because of course I live in Vancouver, so I'm a Canucks fan, but they never got in there. But the Habs are the only team currently representing Canada in the Stanley Cup final, and they are down 3-1 against the Tampa. So
3-0, isn't it? Not 1.
I thought
Right?
it was none. I thought it was 3-0.
I think it's 3-0. Yeah.
Tesla Ranger looked it up and figured it out. It is a caribou.
Wow.
A lot of people.
There you go.
A lot of people think it's a moose because they look very similar, except tigers are smaller.
Right.
So, yeah.
So a lot of things going on in Canada. What's your take on? Well, I think we even touched. I think it was first came out whenever we came on
the last time.
Our last one, wasn't it? Yeah, that they started finding all these bodies underneath churches.
That's when they discovered the the residential school up in Kamloops.
Right.
215 unmarked graves there, and another 1,000 something in Saskatchewan.
So now we got.
They're looking for more now too.
People burning down churches and
yes, they
everything
are.
else. So
mostly the ones that are on Indigenous people's lands.
I don't have a problem with that.
They also have done burnt down a church here in the Okanagan near where Godless Mom lives. She actually took pictures of the fire.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
So how many Catholic churches will it take to burn before the Catholic Church apologizes for the shit it pulled?
Well, is it all Catholic churches, or is there other denominations involved? They're all Catholic.
The Proddies actually
residential.
Okay.
Yeah, the Proddies actually apologized for their role in 1986.
Holy
in 1986, they apologized for their role in the residential school disaster, and the Catholics, who ran many more of the schools than the Protestants did, still have not apologized.
I don't know what happened with Bionic Dance. I've sent her the link.
Well, you know what? We have a 2-hour show, so if they want to come on, then they can.
Nothing wrong with being fashionably late. So, number 3.
Oh boy!
Oh,
you got to do like they do on Letterkenny, boys. You got to slap it down on the table twice. You slam it back, go.
So I guess I should slam it like 4 times because I've had 2 of these shots. So there we go.
What's on the back of a pre-loony dollar coin? It's all. They're all Queen Elizabeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's digging into my hip. Nobody likes that. There we go. It's my fancy smancy cigarette pack.
Oh really?
Yes. You pop it open and.
Oh well, this is interesting. It says Voyagers. Tesla Ranger says Voyagers in a canoe.
Oh, that's the front.
Is that the front?
It's got the 2 guys. There's actually been lots of different silver dollars with. Come on now. Come on. No, we don't look at it that way here in Canada. No. We look at the different pictures as being the front and the Queen being the back.
Nah.
Ask any Canadian, they'll tell you that. Fuck the Queen. we don't need no goddamn monarchies anymore, for crying out loud.
10 minutes into the show, we've already talked about, asked the important question: how many Catholic churches will it take to get an apology, as well as fuck the Queen?
Yeah.
I like it. I like the trajectory of where the show is going right now.
Well, I don't see them apologizing, because if they start apologizing, they wouldn't be able to stop, right?
Well,
I mean, there's so many things they have to apologize for.
Right.
So-
It'd be like, sorry for being sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Here's the new Canadian money too, by the way.
Oh wow! Thanks.
It's actually Star Wars Monopoly money, but that's okay.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I have the original Star Wars Monopoly that was released in like 2000 or something like that, I think.
Well, I thought you were going to say like in 1978 or something, Neil.
Oh no. Monopoly didn't start doing that. You know, I find it funny that there's only one game company allowed to produce Monopoly.
It has like a monopoly on it.
Well, that's the point of the joke. Come on, Mr. Comedian. You should have been all over that one.
So
I felt like you set me up, and then I just did the obvious punchline. That's how I felt.
All right.
We were rolling with that.
So the concept of Monopoly was actually created by a woman, and I can't remember her name. It slips my mind.
Well, she was a socialist. That's what she was.
What's that?
She was a socialist.
Yeah, it was the landlord's game was originally called, because she was against people owning property, and the whole idea was to be, to teach people how owning property is evil. So,
I think we should have Dragons in Genesis in on one of these one time.
I don't even know why. I think I've invited Jason on before, but I don't know if Jason drinks. But Jason is such an august person then that he could even be on this without drinking.
Nick did, right? He was our designated streamer. We could have we could teach Jason how to drink.
Yeah,
drink his share. So,
yeah,
as we've done before.
Funny because I had him on my show and I can't remember if he did drink anything or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
I'm usually 3 sheets to the wind on my show, anyways. By the end of it, so I don't really remember much by the time the show is over.
Well, you're talking about the after party. By the time the after party is done,
yeah. By the time the after party, I'm like, hey,
yeah.
let's do this shit.
Get a nice little glow on.
Was that the girlfriend said? Did Andy mention that he's drinking out of a rice shot glass?
Rice.
Is it made of rice or?
It is the Rice University. It is one of the many Harvards of the South, because there's like Tulane, which calls itself the Harvard of the South. But really, Rice is more of the MIT, I think, of the South, to tell you the truth. It's more of an engineering school. It's more of an engineering school.
Right.
Nice. Fantastic.
When I was a little kid, for about an hour, I wanted to be a train engineer. yeah, driving around the train. And they didn't have Thomas the steam tank engine or whatever the fuck he's called back in those days either. Just a friend of mine's dad used to work for CN Rail, and I always thought it was cool. Yeah.
So the girlfriend does state that we did play the socialist version of Monopoly, but it wasn't the original version. What Monopoly did, what Parker Brothers did, was that they made the shitty version of Monopoly called Socialist Monopoly, as if it was a lesson to everyone, like a way of indoctrinating people into the Republican Party, into thinking, see, socialism doesn't work and it sucks.
Oh, good Lord.
Was it just
labor strikes and protests?
Well, that's what I would think if you would have said, that's what it is.
Did you have to split up the free parking money into everyone?
It was just horrible. It was like Chutes and Ladders meet Monopoly in the fact that you take 2 steps forward and you have to take 3 steps back. Yeah, it was horrible gameplay. We played for about an hour, and no one was any close to winning, to tell you the truth.
Gotcha.
So I decided to only take 2 shots of this wonderful Sicilian liqueur, because even though I know that they're shots, I'm drinking it like it's beer, and that's not good, everyone. It's not.
Wait a minute. I'm on number 3. I got number 4. What the hell, dude?
Well, obviously you got a problem, sir. You should really talk to someone about that. Not me, but you should talk to someone. Responsible adult.
What the hell?
So Seamus, you were
Yes,
talking
yes.
about some atheist drama.
Oh, geez, there's always
Some
atheist drama, isn't there?
some legal shit too. That's been going on for, at this point years. Has it been years?
Yeah, it's been I think almost 2 years now, right? So we're recording 2 episodes tomorrow. One is with the amazing Dr. Josh. I think everybody knows Dr. Josh and his new book about the Old Testament. We're going to talk to him, but the second episode we're going to talk to Steve McCrae and talk about what happened with the non sequitur show. So
still talking about this shit.
Well,
there's new news. It isn't just old news.
Kyle,
you want to go over the old news first?
Well, the old news is that Steve McCrae was basically kind of bamboozled and forced out with the money and the accounts and the control of the actual ownership of non sequitur without any knowledge. Kyle basically screwed him over. So he takes him to court. And he actually admitted, Kyle even admitted it on one of their shows that was recorded. I think most of the people have seen it. It's out there. So he's taken up the court. This has been going on for a long time. Apparently, during some of these things, he hasn't showed for court. And then when he did show for court, he provided some false information. And now he's getting charged with contempt. So, and he's also apparently there's a possibility that they may actually charge him with fraud on top of it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So civilly, it looks like Steve's going to come out ahead on this versus Kyle, but Kyle sounds like fucked himself trying to make this go away. So what the hell?
Say the other things that you were saying before, Seamus.
Well, hey, everybody went after Steve McCrae. We had
like who, Seamus?
Well, we had Shannon. We had Godless Engineer folks, Matt Delahunty, Jimmy Snow. I mean, the list goes on. All these people went after Steve. And I'm sure a lot of it's because Steve, right? I mean, Steve ruffles a lot of feathers. But the thing is, Steve is always Steve. And I don't.
Does.
Right. But I mean, it's hard to say anything that there's anything dishonest about it, right? He is just Steve. I've never found anything dishonest about him. I'll disagree with him. You know what I mean? But, I think it's always, a equitable and honest conversation. But it seems like this is just another situation where everybody's, not being skeptic in the atheist community about a situation that is very much, you should be skeptical.
There's a lot of that.
Right?
A lot of that lack of skepticism going on these days.
It's just us being tribal again because, a lot of people were in Kyle's court, and I'm not blaming them for being friends with the guy, but if you're going to blast somebody, you need to know the facts. And that's what we always try to preach, right? That's what, as atheists. And the facts were never on Kyle's side. And, here we are. Everybody trashed Steve right out of the gate. And really, nobody's apologized to him.
I do think that Kyle convinced a lot of people that the facts were on his side. And that's probably why they railed against Steve.
Sure.
It takes, I think we all shit on agnostics quite a bit. All right. No, maybe I'm just talking about
really.
Maybe I just project myself.
Stop shitting on agnostics. Jeez, come on, Dr. Canard.
Dr. Canard, indeed. I'm going to use my professional name, my professional title, my professional satirical title there.
But throw Esquire on the end of mine.
Completely. I mean, Jameis is a prophet. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, then I'm going to be Neil the 604 Atheist Esquire.
I just
want to say, in a serious way, is that it takes some kind of character to say, I don't know. All the facts are not in. And I just don't know. And especially when you're on social media, you can just say that the facts aren't in. I'm not really sure how it's looking. And I'm going to withhold judgment and I'm going to withhold speaking about it until more information comes in.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Bionic Dance is here. I'm not that drunk. Hey, Bionic Dance.
You're not that drunk.
There she is. Hey, Kate.
I have to say, I'm a little on the confused side because I know you told me 2, but then I looked somewhere else that said 5, and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
That's my fault because I posted the Eastern time. I'm one of those weird people who live in the East Coast. So
I thought you said Easter time. What are you doing posting Easter time?
All right. Well,
Easter
I will
time,
be
yeah.
right back. I got to grab all the stuff.
All the stuff,
Okay.
all the gonna get drunk stuff.
Oh yeah, well that's an important thing to have.
Is that like a Cheech and Chong reference? All the stuff.
All the stuff. Yeah.
So Neil, now that I got Seamus into trouble, so
Awesome.
you were saying that there's not enough skepticism going on in the community, and it seemed like you had certain examples.
Oh, not really any specific ones, but I've found that there have been multiple occasions fairly recently where people have just been, taking off their skeptic hat and putting it aside for whatever reason. Yeah. I'm not going to go into any details because I'm not in the fight, so I'm just going to leave it over there, right? You know what I mean?
What a mature and Canadian way of looking at this.
Well, if it comes to the point where it's going to affect me, then I'll have a problem with that, and then I'll raise my voice or whatever, or use my voice or whatever, right? But these people that are involved in these issues are grown-ups and are big enough and should be mature enough to handle these situations themselves and resolve.
Should be
whatever. Yeah, should be being the operative word.
Yeah, but I mean,
what are we talking about? What is this issue?
Esquire.
Nice.
James, can you give a quick synopsis for Bionic?
Okay. Oh, geez, I don't know if I can say. You know this story already. You sum it up. Basically, we talk about lack of skepticism in the atheist community and a bit of tribalism, I guess, because there's a non sequitur show. I don't know if you know it. Basically, we had two people who was involved in the show. The one person allegedly committed some fraud and screwed the other guy out of the show. So the other guy went to court and basically has proven that this guy did screw him over, and this guy actually trying to prove that he didn't, committed some fraud. So now he's on legal issues as well as the civil issues. But anywho, in the midst of all this, the guy that actually committed the fraud had a lot of people that were in the higher echelon, I guess, of the atheist community or whatever, and everybody just jumped on board with him and didn't really consider the facts and shit on the other guy. Which the other guy, Steve McCray, I don't know if you know Steve. Steve. Yeah. Okay. So Steve ruffles a lot of feathers, right? So, but I'm sure that is the more reason of it than the actual facts, right? You know what I mean? So it looks, right? So again, we're supposed to be skeptics, but we are as bad as any other community, and we just tend to be tribes. We definitely try to be. We're tribal.
Part of why I sort of started getting out of the atheist community was because it started to feel a little too much like high school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to name names or describe specific scenarios, situations, whatever, but needless to say, there have been some incidents that made me think, maybe it's not as healthy, this environment here. It feels like it got toxic more than once.
Well, recently I've been seeing posts by various people saying, "Oh, the atheist community is toxic," and yada. And I think to myself, you can't say that. You could say there are aspects of the atheist community, people involved in the atheist community that are toxic. You can't just umbrella claim that the entire community is toxic, because there's a lot of us that aren't.
Oh, goodness knows that there are certain small segments where it feels like, I've found, if not a second family, at least a lot of close-knit folks, but then there's other bits where I'm just like, okay, fuck those guys.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And that's currently the way. It's just like the whole community in and of itself has been broken into these little pockets. And there's certain pockets that are toxic and not even vengeful, some of them. And it's ridiculous, but we can easily set aside those toxic ones and continue building a better community with the people that are, level-headed, decent, good folks, right? Like you, Kate, and like these two clowns and myself, and just had to throw that in there.
Although
and tons of mice.
I have to admit, people have been getting like really super sensitive lately, and I don't necessarily mean the atheist community, but just in general, I was in a group on Facebook, and I was talking to some folks, and forgive me if you've heard this before, but someone brought up survivalist sex work, which is basically people becoming hookers because they're homeless. It's all they can do. It's the only way they can survive. Now, I didn't know the term very well. And so when I first encountered it, my brain went to survivalist sex work. And I'm just picturing people out there doing favors for hunters, for money kind of thing. It's like, I'll have sex with you for a little venison or something.
That sounds like a fantastic show. I want to watch this.
But the thing is, it wasn't very long before I figured out from context what the hell they meant. And I thought my mistake was funny. So I decided to tell people about it. I was like, oops,
Bionic.
don't bag me. I screwed up.
Admit it. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't realize what this meant, and my mistake was funny. This is what I thought at first. Ha ha, aren't I an idiot? Right? And for a while, people were joking around with me, but then that one person comes in. Oh my gosh, you're not sufficiently reverent to the movement. You have been like, you're not supposed to joke about this, and you're just punching down and all this nonsense. I'm like, dude, if I punched anyone, it was me.
Right.
The joke was, I'm an idiot. I got the definition wrong, and they didn't care. And the next thing I know, everyone's accusing me of being MAGA and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And when
What?
I say, I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. And so I think people need to chill the fuck out. It's
kidding.
like,
Well, there are a lot of people who run hot. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
And the internet does. And tell me if I'm wrong on this, is that the internet does seem to incentivize that kind of behavior, people running hot and saying a lot of things. That being said, having done comedy on the internet for the last 10 or 15 years, it's difficult to do. It's difficult to throw a joke out there and for it to land properly. That it is. It's just,
You don't know who it's going to rub the wrong way, right?
But that's the thing, though, is like a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way for stuff people didn't even do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like people love their outrage. There are people I've seen out there who are just looking for something to get outraged about.
Me too.
Like
Me too.
it's like they want a cause to join, and so they're joining everything.
What you just said about being accused of MAGA is perfect, because that's what it is. Everything's a dichotomy. Everything gets broken down. If you criticize anybody on the left side of the political party, you're deemed, a Republican, neo-Nazi fascist or some, something insane, and then, the same thing is if you, critique anybody on the right, then everybody assumes that you're, a DNC fascist or, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Everybody is doing these assumptions. And again, it's also part of our community, unfortunately. So
I just want to say something real quick. I haven't heard that expression in a long time. If you look at John Hudson's last comment, joke them if they can't take a fuck.
Yes, I like that. That.
It's funny because fuck them if they can't take a joke has kind of become one of my mottos. I actually made a coat of arms a while back just for the hell of it. And in Latin, originally it said God is a fairy tale, but I changed it now to in Latin, fuck them if they can't take a joke. I had to find like a Latin professor to translate it
both
for me.
of them. God is a fairy tale, fuck them if they can't take a joke underneath.
You just became my hero.
I might be able to manage a second. What do they call it? Is it just a ribbon or something? What?
It's like a ribbon. A coat of arms ribbon or whatever.
But it wouldn't shock me if there's an official coat of arms term for it. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't have shocked me either, but I currently do not know it.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I got to get rid of the Esquire tab now.
I like the Esquire. You're like Canadian law.
I don't know. I know that my biological family has a coat of arms.
Oh, really?
I remember seeing it. Well, yeah, because they're Welsh and British, and so all that shit's in there. Italian and French as well. But a tiny smidge, I think, of Scottish or something's in there too.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I remember them showing it to me when I first met them back in 2000. So
notice you left out the Irish there, Andy.
I didn't do anything.
No, yes, you did.
I tell you, I'm not just Irish, but I'm bad Irish. That's what I am.
Yeah, you also practice bird law, correct?
Not too long ago, I joined the aristocracy of the Principality of Sealand. So you're technically in the presence of nobility.
2021.
Oh, that's right too. I remember you did that.
Yeah, it's for those who don't know, it's this small, like abandoned fort just off the coast of Britain, and far enough off the coast that it's not actually in territorial waters. So some dude, like way back when, occupied it and said, "This is now a sovereign nation." And it's the Principality of Sealand. And while it is mostly just an expensive piece of paper, you can drop a little bit of dough to become a noble.
Awesome.
Wow.
So what's
cool.
your official title?
Why not?
Are you like a baron? Or-
Nah, lady.
Oh, lady.
Like unlanded title, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Although you can become like, Baron, Baroness, Duke, Duchess, whatever. That it's just more money for the expensive piece of paper.
So we should address you as Milady of Sealand. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like.
I like Lady Dance. I think
Yes,
Lady
milady.
Dance is pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Well, if you get the ID card and present it with your license at the airport, some people have been upgraded.
No way, really?
Way.
Oh, I got to get some titles here.
Yeah. What the fuck?
So
That's awesome.
It's not quite the same as Esquire, but Lady Catherine is still kind of cool.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
awesome.
an Esquire. He's the prophet. You got Dr. Canard. I felt left out, so I added the Esquire.
I see. Maybe I'll just for the hell of it stick DDS at the end of my name.
There you go.
If I keep drinking, I'm going to be a professor with tenure.
Tenure.
Give me a little more shots.
Speaking of which, I do have the last of my Captain Morgan.
Oh, look out.
You are
that's
singing my song. Under normal circumstances, I am a Captain Morgan person too. However, I am drinking some mezcal from the Breaking Bad lads from Bryan Cranston. And
Oh, really? I didn't know he made that.
they yes, they do. And so I'm drinking some mezcal, which is really good.
Cool.
Now, I don't know. This must be 3, maybe 4 shots worth. I'm not sure.
Yeah, about 3, I guess. That's about what I got left in Scotch.
Mexican Pepsi. The big difference being that they use cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Fantastic.
So the last time I broke this out on a show, it got really uncomfortable when I said Mexican. People were like, "Oh shit, is Kate getting racist?" Until I explained the ingredients difference, and then they were like, "Oh." But,
it's just the location that it came from.
Yeah.
It's basically all it is.
Can't get it in the U.S. I mean, well, you can, but I mean, they don't make it. It's not the U.S. Whatever. You know what I fucking mean. Anyway,
well, I've heard that several states have legalized recreational use of Mexican Pepsi. That's what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and while we're at it, I'm also there's Northern Lights indica.
Oh,
nice. Nice. Oh, the doctor is in the house. Dr. Osiris. And Randolph has joined us as well.
Oh, Randolph.
Randolph, what are you doing, slacker? Build the fucking studio.
He was building the last time I saw him. He was hard at work with plywood and nails and crap.
Always got to be a little careful opening these things. Sometimes they decide to get aggro and explode everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is with Randolph and the DIY videos there? But,
he's building our studio for True North Talk.
I know, I'm just messing with him.
I always find it interesting to watch other people work. And so I enjoyed my time watching Randolph Richardson.
It's quite tiring, isn't it?
Well, one of the videos that we did is him and I pulling out all the materials and stuff like that, and it was just a goofy sort of thing. And somebody took all those scenes, sped them up, and added the old Benny Hill.
Dude, I was going to say Happy Benny Hill.
Yakety sax.
Yeah.
So it was so funny.
Yeah.
What's up, Dr. Osiris?
Well, if you like watching people work, it's not the same as manual labor, but my latest video is showing me animating lip sync.
Dude, I saw like 5 minutes of that, and I'm like, wow, that's real work. I feel like I'm camping. It's supposed to be enjoyable, but I feel like I'm working up a sweat.
Well, it's funny. Like, I'm not sure whether people took for granted how much work it was to make the animations on my channel, but I got a number of people going, "Holy crap! I had no idea." So
yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's not like I have a plug-in for lip sync, so You know, every sound every character makes, I have to do that manually.
It's a labor of love. That's what it is.
And you just recently sort of released a little clip, didn't you?
I mean, I don't think I did. I mean, there was a little tiny smidge of something.
Yeah.
I have the beginnings of a trailer if you want to see that.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Share the screen.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really short so far, but it'll give you an idea of what's to come, I guess.
Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe you played that in something else you and I were in together.
I don't know. Well, let's see here. Okay, share screen, window, this. Okay, there's VLC Media Player. And here we go.
All right, now let's share this thing.
In the year 2000. This is the part you're going to voice, by the way, Neil, when it's ready.
Good. Okay.
Earth and time has begun to reach for the stars. One man's quest to take a giant leap forward.
Rhea, I need your help.
Leading a ragtag group of humans into danger.
The professor's new drive requires an alternate type of fuel. The ship carrying the device to Earth was attacked by space pirates and stolen. Our only option is to find those pirates and take it back.
Then we better get started.
And that's as far as I've gotten.
Very impressive.
So,
That looks awesome.
yeah,
Reminds me
the
of Robotech.
voiceover I was doing there was very temp. That's the bit you're going to be doing, Neil. You said you wanted to do the trailer voice, so
Sure, I'll do the trailer voice. No problem.
I liked the radio antenna. What was that? Was that from the Mercury?
RKO.
Paramount?
RKO.
RKO.
the RKO logo.
That's nice. That was nice.
There is actually some Morse code that'll go with it in the final version. I actually forget what I entered into the thing that would turn it into Morse code, but it's something like, oh my gosh, what a waste of time, you know, that you translated this.
Awesome.
That's funny.
You know.
During the pandemic, my girlfriend and I, we binge watched Cowboy Bebop.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
I never
so
saw all of it, but I did like what I saw.
once you get the characters in place, it becomes this real existential discussion about meaning and corgis, basically.
Corgis, yeah. There's corgis in all the animes these days, I think.
No,
That's what they should be.
Cowboy Bebop is the one that had Radical Edward, right? Or am I thinking?
Yeah, Radical
Okay.
Edward.
All right, just making sure. Like I said, it's been I haven't seen it since the 90s.
Oh yeah,
So,
good stuff.
Yeah, it's about when I saw it too.
yeah. Well, I used to be part of an anime club in college, and that was back when you had to get like fan subs that were copied from VCR to VCR and passed around to people.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
I mean that was when it was all about the anime before like it got popular and everyone's running around in cat ears all the time. You know, I don't know.
Hey, we had a freebase anime, not like what you do now.
Well, it wasn't quite so much of an affect as well as a fandom. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, the fandom actually grew quite rapidly. The closer you got to the 2000s, it just started taking off. So,
Yeah.
my first experiences with anime were, of course, well, Astro Boy, I think, was the first thing I ever saw,
Yeah.
and Star Blazers and Gundam and
Star Blazers.
yeah, and G Force or Geo.
That was
Force.
my first. I was going to mention that if you didn't.
Oh, I'll show you something real quick
Mm-hmm.
here. Where?
I remember Force
Very.
5,
But if-
Battle of the Planets. Battle of the
Look
Planets.
right there.
You know, like-
In Japan, oh, hang on. If you see where I'm sort of pointing, I'll wiggle my finger here. You got the Gatchaman, which is actually what they were called in Japan, and it's got all of them in there.
I grew up on Robotech and Transform
Robotech.
and all that stuff.
Robotech 2, I
a
forgot
lot
to
of
mention that one.
Transor Z too.
Yeah, I love Transform Z. It's crazy. There's a version that I found. It's hard to find. He's really hard to find. And whenever you watch the Americanized version and then you watch the Japanese version, the dialogue is completely different. I mean, not even just the dubs and stuff. It's hilarious.
You know, Kevin Hudson, I still like you, even though you're not a Speed Racer fan, and I'm sure you're not a fan of Kimba the White Lion either, which I would also shame, eternal shame, nothing but shame.
I never got to see Robotech because my parents, number one, didn't want me watching violence anyway. I was raised by hippies. But number two, wouldn't pay for more than basic cable. And it wasn't until much, 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 much later where they were showing it on the one network channel we didn't get.
Aww.
Right? We got CBS and NBC. They were showing it on ABC. All my friends loved it, and I couldn't fucking say it.
So you didn't get any of the ABC Saturday morning cartoons or anything like that?
None of it. Not until I was like what, 11 or something, and I finally convinced my parents to get cable. But of course, they wouldn't get extended cable. So I, possibly one of the most like dyed in the wool 80s kids, missed out on MTV in the 80s. Wow. Like I had to go to a friend's house to see MTV. I was pissed. Closest I could get was Nick Rocks on Nickelodeon.
You can catch Robotech now on Amazon Prime, believe it or not.
Yep.
Interesting.
I think just about everything's on there of them. Some of the later movies are not so good.
All the Gundam stuff is on Netflix now, too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
So I have a question about Voltron. Right?
Oh boy!
Now, it always bothered me that every episode was the same. They'd fight as lions, doesn't work. Form Voltron, fight, it doesn't work. Form Blazing Sword, chop. That was it. Every episode went exactly the same. But what I wondered is when they form Voltron, what's everybody doing? You know, do they have to control the legs independently and coordinate with each other what they're doing? Or is everyone just sort of sitting there waiting for what's-his-face in the head to finish controlling it? Or, like, is it just when we form Voltron, the left leg is engineering, the right leg is weapons? And, I mean, how does it work?
I want to tell you my Pacific Rim theory on this, which I hadn't actually thought about until just now. Thank you very much, Bionic Dance. They not only melded together of their independent lions, right? But they melded their vital spirits too and their minds. Just like Pacific Rim.
So they were working like a hive mind. See, I never did get into Voltron because I just thought it was rip-offs of shit from earlier, right? So
Thank you, Neil.
When it was on TV in the US, I was young enough to not give a damn.
It's like I'll take any of the combo Transformers any day of the week, like the Constructicons with Devastator or that kind of thing. Right?
Did the Insecticons form up too? I think
no. Maybe later ones did, but there was only 3 Insecticons to start with.
Yeah, they did the Optimus Prime voice. That's right.
Tony J.
Tony J. Yeah.
He did some other anime, didn't he? Too. I mean,
he did other anime. He also did Eeyore, as Jason pointed out, and also I had no idea that he did some of the vocal effects for Predator. Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Well, okay, if we're going to talk about voice actors, Cree Summer liked one of my tweets.
Oh,
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and she's in goddamn everything. What she liked, I was following the ElfQuest audio movie project that's going on, and when they got Cree Summer,
I haven't heard about that for a long time. Wow.
Well, they've been like casting people. It's got all kinds of folks in. I mean, Tim Russ is in it, and there's someone else from. Robert Picardo's in it. He's playing Picknose the Troll, and like a bunch of people I've never heard of are also in it. But the thing is that they were asking just anyone to send in an audition, and I did. And then, obviously I didn't get cast. And so I said in one of the tweet threads, can I be additional voices? I love that character, and they're in everything. And that was the post that Cree Summer liked. Now, the fun part about that is she and I have actually technically worked together because I was a cutscene scripter on a video game based on Atlantis: The Lost Empire, and she played Princess Kida.
Cool.
Right?
Nice.
So we're on the same IMDb page, me and Cree Summer. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Hold it. Do we have to start a whole 6 degrees of Bionic Dance now?
I actually have not been in any narrative fiction yet, so I don't know if it counts. The closest you can do is like that Tosh.0 episode I did.
Oh, right.
What was the Tosh.0? What was the Tosh episode you were in?
Well, they found one of my YouTube videos. It was the one about atheists in a foxhole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they said, hey, that was great. You want to come on the show? So I did. And it was pretty cool. I mean, me and Tosh, we talked religion and atheism and stuff. At one point, he wanted to talk about the 10 Commandments, so he dressed up like Moses and came out with 2 Apple tablets.
Oh, shit.
Right? Tablets.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean,
He's
it was a fun
funny.
episode. It was fun to do. The wacky thing is how much his personality shifts when the cameras are off. Because all of a sudden, like, all the energy goes away, and he's like a stoner who's deeply in a trance. Like, seriously, he gets so calm and just, like, almost out of it. It was interesting to watch the transformation.
It's
a lot of them are like
that is the weight of being a comedian. That's what that is. It's like once they're done with the stage, they're like ragdoll.
Is it findable? Can we find this episode?
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. Don't read the comments; they're not flattering.
Never read the comments.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Well, I was a little disappointed actually. I mean, the main reason I went on the show was hopefully it would boost my subscriber numbers, and I got next to nothing out of it.
Oh wow!
So that's a shame.
That's kind of a surprise, really. You know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Okay, I gotta
What
ask.
are you gonna do? I mean, I can be pretty sanguine about it now. I don't know, especially
I like
since
that
I've
word,
stopped
sanguine.
making atheism videos.
The bitterness has left me, more or less, and now it's just a residue of the bitterness.
Holy fuck, Kate! You look so different there.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask. Can you explain your tats?
Well, I've got 10 of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's see. Okay, this is from Bionic 6, which is also the origin of the Bionic Dance name. This is a barcode of my favorite number.
Wow.
This is a Zopdaz. It represents the concept of apistivism. This is the Rebel Alliance insignia from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay.
Thank you, Captain.
Name, don't ask. Circuitry, I designed it myself. It was more or less inspired by like Tron Explorers, that kind of thing. Roxette, my favorite band.
Oh wow.
The Last Starfighter.
Oh.
Right. I got a Tron tramp stamp back here. I don't know if you can see it.
Tron trans.
No.
Oh my god.
Right. And there's also, the aliens that abduct and probe people. I got one of their heads back here. That'd be a lot more difficult to show.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks for that.
Sure.
That's really cool.
There's a couple others I want to get, but I've held off because pandemic. I kind of want to get fuck them if they can't take a joke right there.
Nice.
And I also want to get the demisexual lesbian flag because, damn it,
Cool.
I want to take some of the guesswork out of being hit on. You know?
It'll still go over a lot of people's heads, though.
You get some smarmy dude coming up to you.
I'm hoping
You just
that
go,
lesbians will understand it, though.
Sure. Yeah, I want to get one, and I've been also badgered to get one, but I'm too OCD about it. I know if I get one, I'll be like, oh, I should have got this, and then it'll be like, well, why wasn't it like 2 inches down here instead of 2 inches up here? I'll drive myself nuts if I do it. That's
hold on.
you know.
Do we know this Vanessa Coronavirus,
Sorry?
whatever kind of name that is in the chat there, who says I just love how atheists spend their whole, I guess, day talking about something that doesn't exist.
So Neil, I just want to bounce off what you just said because I was going to let that shit flow. But the thing is, like, we haven't even talked about God for the last fucking 10 minutes.
I know.
This person, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they're like a legitimate, happy, healthy person. They just come in here and troll it up, and it's like, okay, I wasn't even gonna pay them attention, but okay, yeah, there we go.
It was like the first maybe
just
10 minutes
noticed
we said something, but that's it, right?
I think we mentioned it twice. I think.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
To what Dragons there is saying that I should get a Sealand flag tattoo.
I agree.
No, but I want a shirt, like one of those full shirts where it's not just a picture of the flag. I mean, like the whole fucking shirt's the flag. You know what I mean?
I love the shirt you're wearing.
Someone just sent it to me off of my wish list. It's great. I thought if there's some shirt to get drunk and stoned to, it's this one.
I like that. For me, if I'm gonna get a tattoo, I'm gonna get the full Queequeg I don't know if I mentioned this before, starting from the toes up. Call me Ishmael. I would be the head to toe, Queequeg.
Yeah, I had a similar idea myself. I was going to get a tattoo of myself all over myself, but
I knew that joke was coming.
Andy
I heard
Warhol,
it breathing
that's
hard.
right, Neil. Andy Warhol, get up.
I know.
Yeah. Well, okay, so like,
It's a good one, though.
John Hudson there is saying, here's the thing, is like one of my favorite sci-fi series is the Vorkosigan Saga by Lois McMaster Bujold, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly.
Visual is correct, yes.
Okay, well, there's this one planet, Beta Colony, where when everyone hits their 16th birthday, they go to this place, they get a set of earrings, and the girls get their hymens cut. And the earrings are modular, and you like connect them up to show your relationship status, whether you're looking, what you're into, et cetera, et cetera. And it's considered the height of bad manners to wear a false combo, right? And the whole idea, again, to take the guesswork out of dating, you know? I mean, it would be so much easier to break the ice with someone if you know whether or not you have a shot.
It's like the Star Trek episode where Picard goes on vacation and Riker gives him that trinket or the little totem, like kind of like this kind of thing. That's like, sit down. You put that out, and it means you don't want any company, and in fact, it means that you want company. You guys
Was
remember
that the
episode?
first time he met what's her name, Varda?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the Frank. I just actually watched that.
The
episode.
Ferengi. Yeah.
I'm rewatching all the Star Treks right now, the next gens.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going through those for a while, and then I got to the last season and kind of got a little bored. So I started back in on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh
yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show.
So I couldn't finish The Big Bang. It was
Really?
like season 4 or 5. I just felt like it was just it hit its peak for me. And
It's difficult to keep a series fresh for that long period of time.
yeah, it is. I mean, I think
where Howard went to space.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was just after that. I don't know. I think sitcoms generally like 6 years is probably about the best. Usually. I mean, there's very few. Yeah, there's very few that are able to keep.
Are you retuning? I was just going to make sure I get my bowels
three
right
off
here.
the top of my head because I still love The Big Bang Theory all the way through.
Thank you.
Also, How I Met Your Mother and Malcolm in the Middle.
I will say Sunny in Philadelphia is an orchestra of dysfunction. And I've watched it all the way through. My girlfriend and I binge watched it through the pandemic. And I can rewatch that over and over again because it says something so intimate about the human condition right there, about the absurdity of it.
Well, yeah,
It took me 2 tries to like that show. The first time I didn't really understand what they were doing.
No.
And I didn't like it. But the second time I watched it knowing what I was getting into and loved
Same
the
here.
crap out of it.
Well, this is an important point. James Levine, who is the conductor for the BSO, for the Boston Symphony Orchestra, said that when you're experiencing something different in terms of art, you have to give it more than one pass. You should give it at least 3 passes because the first time there's just shock value. And I'm like you, Bionic Dance. The first time I saw Sunny, I didn't connect with it. But then
I haven't even seen it yet.
Because it's basically, structurally speaking, it's Seinfeld on acid. It's Seinfeld on speed. And I will still say also that Parasite, yes, that movie Parasite, it's just a Sunny in Philadelphia story. That's all it is.
It also helps if you know going in that huge parts of the show are improv.
Yeah.
You know, because it
is.
feels different watching improv than it does something that's scripted. And it's a little, I don't know if off-putting is the right word, but neither is Uncanny Valley. The point is, if you go in not knowing there's improv going on, it might feel a little weird.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is the same way. The only thing that Larry David does with Curb Your Enthusiasm is start off with, we know how this is going to end. We know how this is going to begin. We're going to improv the rest of this and see what happens.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is pretty good.
And when they added Danny DeVito, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. That's the best part of it.
Some magic stuff there.
Yeah. I mean, okay, first off, he's an incredible person. He's a great actor, and I love him. but I've seen too much of him in the show. If you know what I mean. If you've watched the show, it's like, can we have it up? Can we have like a season where I don't see his ass or something? I'm just saying. I love you, Danny, but
I mean, I agree in principle that you should give a show a couple of goes, but there's one show I absolutely will not even try a second time because the first episode pissed me off so bad, and that's Rick and Morty.
Oh
no! I want to know why. I'm curious.
That first episode, the very first episode, they said Morty like 96 times, and my ADHD went haywire.
Yeah.
Like when the episode was over, I've never actually been angry at the end of an episode of a TV show like I was at the end of this one. Like if it wasn't so expensive, I would have considered it worth it to smash my monitor. That's how much I fucking hated it. Wow. Right? It felt like an assault on my senses in a way. And I will never give that show another try because they pissed me off that bad with the first episode.
My girlfriend just said the most wonderful thing about me she has ever said is that I remind her of Loki on Disney Plus, and I hope that was. I don't know. I'm kind of drunk right now, so I'm hoping.
No. It says probably Dennis.
Probably Dennis from Sunny. I'm much more of a Charlie. I have to tell you that I'm much more of a Charlie.
I don't know. I mean, are you a sociopath? I mean.
Well, I'm much more of a confused artistic type, I would say, more than a sociopath. Okay. Though, my children may disagree with me.
Well, okay, I forget most people's names now. Charlie's the sort of hapless one who takes it in the neck every episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now which one is Dennis?
He's the schlemazo. He's the one that gets the milk poured on him. Dennis is the sociopath there.
But which one is he?
He's the brother of shit.
He's the brother of shit.
What the hell? What's the hell? D. What's D's name other than D?
Oh. Okay. So he's the dude with the wavy hair then.
Yeah.
What's the other fella?
Mac.
Mac,
who was Mac was closetly gay for the first 10 seasons or something like that.
The thing is, except for the part where he's, religious and all that, he was my favorite character. I thought he was very amusing. I think of all of them, he'd be the most fun to hang out with just to see what he would turn into next.
Oh yeah. I mean, the other thing is he's absolutely insane. I think he's also, they're all nuts. They're all shitbags. They're terrible people. And that's it. That's the other thing that's, that's right up in front of it. And I love it. You're not supposed to like these people. You're just supposed to sit back and watch the dumpster fire. Yeah. And that's what's great about it. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, he's one of those people that just.
Schadenfreude just bottled into a half hour.
Yeah.
So Dragons in Genesis says, I got a mixed drink recipe from Charlie Day. I know a guy who knows him. So you're saying you can get him on my channel. You can invite him on my channel?
Yeah.
Dragons in Genesis. That'd be nice.
So apparently I should watch something called Heavy Rain, whatever that is.
I have not seen Heavy. Yeah.
Is that anime or is it what is it?
Doesn't sound familiar to me if it's anime.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the last of my mixer. Well, I have OJ in the fridge, and it goes really well with rum. I mean, let's face it, scurvy, pirates, etc.
Well, what Winston Churchill said about rum, and I know I've said this a million times on the show. Is that the
Andy, we know. No,
all right, never mind. Skip.
Wait, no, I don't know that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Wait a minute, I don't know this one. I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
So Winston Churchill, who was Lord of the Admiralty in World War I, said that the British Navy runs on the lash, sodomy, and rum. Those three things.
Okay. I imagine the lash and the sodomy were sometimes combined.
That is so hot, and I would love to see that genre on Pornhub.
Speaking of sodomy, in the Navy, there's a very, it's disturbing, not because of the sodomy, but because the Navy.
You had me at sodomy, Seamus. You had me at sodomy.
So prior to World War II, there was this investigation done by the government into the Navy and the homosexuality that was going on.
Right.
And if you read it, it's hysterical because they keep sending these young men out to be seduced or seduce gay men in the military. But it's like the guys who are in charge are like, we don't have enough information yet. Keep going out. Keep going out. You know, it's like they're like the original guys that like would read the penthouse letters. Like, you know, keep telling me what's going on. You know? But it goes on forever and ever. And I mean, at the end of the day, believe it or not, it was Roosevelt, as in FDR, had to squash it all. He was for it, but then whenever it came out that it was bad, he had to squash it. So, but it's comical to the sense to the fact that it's clear that they know what happened. They can actually, if they're gonna charge people for being gay, which is horrible, obviously, but it's just the fact that they just keep going out and like, we don't have enough evidence yet. It's like, but I got my dick sucked 5 times. It's kind of like one of those things. So,
well, I mean, what do they expect when they fill those ships full of semen?
Exactly.
Wow, the look at
what's long and hard and full of semen? Is that what?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm drunk, high, and I'm a complete child. What do you expect?
Well,
you fit it perfectly.
My girlfriend was saying maybe she'd have some edibles before you go on the show. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm doing shots. I don't think I could really mix edibles with the shots.
This is actually my first time drunk and high.
Oh, this is your first time?
Oh, wow.
Actually, well, I mean, because at some point a bunch of years ago, my desire for alcohol just sort of, that's why this Captain Moore, if you look at the bottle, you can actually maybe a little bit see how much dust has collected on the top of it. That's how long that sat atop my fridge, because I just wasn't drinking it. Like I'd have a shot at Christmas or something. Yeah.
Well, Bionic Dance, I am a bad influence on many people. And I'd like to think of myself as being a bad influence on you.
You a bad influence? No. Come on.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, I can't find a usable picture. What the hell, man? Oh, I could use the one of me in the Star Trek uniform.
I thought we were talking about sodomy and the lash, Neil.
Yeah.
What are you going to share with us? A personal photograph of some kind?
I mean, is anyone going to try to tell me that there isn't a lot of BDSM going on in the Klingon Empire?
No one's going to try to tell you that.
Those Klingons are into some whips and chains, I got to tell you.
They're patriarchal. They're angry. They're all on those ships together for long periods of time. That seems to be a recipe. Seems to be a recipe. Without even referencing to the Spartans, right? Or ancient Greece. Yeah, that just seems to be a recipe for sodomy.
See, I would rather have like an alien race based more on like Nordic and Irish people, where you have, before you go into battle, you don't have the growling like for my honor kind of crapola. Instead, you have more of an eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die kind of thing.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? I was all in your camp, and then you shit on Rick and Morty. Now you're bringing me back. You're just like a roller coaster of emotions, Bionic Dance. What the hell?
I'm a helper. What can I say?
Seamus is one of the reasons I love her.
I understand it.
Well, but I mean, seriously, like I've always felt Star Trek has a bit too much of a stick up its ass. It's trying too hard to be like all high and mighty and snooty and shit. Like nobody in Star Trek enjoys pop culture. It's always like, ooh, I'm into opera and Strauss and all of this shit. And I'm like, couldn't anyone listen to rock and roll just once in a while? That's why I like Tom Paris and his holodeck program, the Captain Proton or whatever.
Yeah,
he's like
that's awesome.
One of the few Star Trek characters where I feel like I could relate to the guy, right? Yep. And so I forget why I'm bringing any of this up now, but it was something about like snooty shit and culture.
Yeah.
And
let me tell you about yes. From what I understand, is that Next Generation is definitely more of like a platonic form more of a perfected view of what the species is like. While Deep Space Nine, which I never really glommed onto, is more of what we are like in real life. And now, as I'm saying those words out of my mouth, I feel like I should be watching Deep Space Nine and binging through the series.
Well, I actually like the Orville far better than Star Trek. I mean, it's basically the same show. They have the same mission, same basic organization to, like, you know, Starfleet versus the Union and all of that stuff. But, like, the characters are more well-rounded. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of poop and fart jokes, but even so, they strike me as more real. Because they are into the classical music and the opera and shit, but they also listen to like Dolly Parton and heavy metal.
It's
they're
real at the hell. That's why it's Seth.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to tell you, if there was like, I should get Humanist of the Year award, and I'll fucking motherfucking tell you why right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you why I should get Humanist of the Year award and not Anthony Fauci. Fuck that guy. Is because because my girlfriend watched the original Ted movie where, of course, Seth MacFarlane voiced Ted, and she was not a believer in Seth MacFarlane up until the time that I said, you know, if it wasn't for Seth MacFarlane, we wouldn't have the new Cosmos series. And she goes,
That's true. That's true.
And she thought it was just shit jokes. It's like, oh no, it's intelligent shit jokes, my friend. That's what it's
intelligent shit jokes. Is that
but the ship looks like a fucking clothespin, doesn't it?
Like, Seth MacFarlane wanted to do actual Trek, but didn't think anyone would take him seriously because he's a comedy guy. Yeah. And that's why the Orville was born. He said, fine, fuck it, I'll make comedy Trek. But halfway through season 1, they more or less dropped the pretense and said, yeah, it's just Star Trek with the occasional fart joke instead of the whole thing being fart jokes.
Right.
You know? And I can respect that. Actually, they've covered some really interesting issues, and there's been a couple of episodes that have been complete tearjerkers. Even it's a really good show, The Orville.
Well, you know, when you watch, you know, when you as a consumer, when you consume comedy, you can see the smart comedy versus just the shit and fart jokes just for the shit and the fart jokes, and stuff. Even on Family Guy, I mean, it's like there is Sure, there's a lot of just jokes for the sake of being jokes, but there's a lot of smart humor in there. There's a lot of smart there. Oh, is Vanessa Coronavirus still here?
Yep.
You know, Vanessa Coronavirus, I just think, and I speak this out of loving compassion, and you can tell that, you know, whenever I was on Seamus' show, Free Thought Prophet, see, that's a plug. Whenever I say out of loving compassion, that usually means I'm about to shit on you, but not really. Out of loving compassion, you probably haven't been exposed to too many atheists. And if your only exposure to atheists is on YouTube, that is not indicative of the general population.
That's correct.
Generally speaking, anyone who's an atheist, you won't even know it unless you ask them. Or unless you start getting super aggro because of religion, then they might start talking about it. But otherwise, most atheists mind their own goddamn business, so to speak.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, I mean, when I'm on when I do this on my channel, it's like, yeah, I do progressive stuff, I do liberal material, and every once in a while I'll drop in some atheist material too. But that is not my bread and butter.
Yeah, but the Orville looks like a clothespin. Can we talk about that? I mean, it looks like something that's like somebody would stick in their hair as opposed to fly in space. It's not that impressive. Just saying. No?
You're just looking for something to bitch about.
Oh, come on! Come on!
You're trying to start a geek battle, and I'm not taking that.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw the trailer. I was like, "That's really the fucking ship."
Well, it's better than the Enterprise. I don't get the whole design of it because you got a saucer section on a neck, and then you got a body, and then two things. It looks like it would tip over at the first application of force.
It makes no sense. Bionic
I give you that.
I totally agree with you.
I give you that.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather fly.
We say just the Romulans, the Romulans and the Klingons have got it going on, at least for cool-looking ships. Can we agree on that? Because I think they're fucking cool-looking ships.
More Romulan than Klingon, but sure, I'll accept that.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure that the Klingons stole their ship design from the Romulans, so the Romulans sold it to them.
Sure.
Because that's
I have to say that the fact that Klingons will use cloaking devices seems weirdly out of character for them to me.
Well, they are.
They seem like the sort who would always let themselves be seen so they could fight.
Thank you.
You know, Bionic Dance, I want to give you I want to give you like 5 points. So these points mean nothing. but when you look at the classic Trek episode, it was the Romulans who were the sneaky ones, right? And they were the birds of prey, and they were the ones with the cloaking device. And then suddenly, when you jump to the movies, suddenly it's the Klingons who have that very same design, and that is incorrect. I don't think, thematically speaking, that is the right ship design for the Klingons.
There's a lot of the Roman via Greek kind of play off between the two as well, and it doesn't really seem to match what they try to line up as. It's kind of I don't know. Sometimes I feel sloppy.
I a little bit disagree with that last comment, though. I think that the Borg, if they're going to have the best design, it should probably be a sphere rather than a cube.
Yes,
because of gravity.
But always make sure to cover your thermal exhaust ports. If you're going to have
my girlfriend tells that to me all the time. Make sure you manage your thermal. Your thermal ports right there.
Yeah, and make sure they're smaller than a wombat. So yeah. Neil is quiet. Why are you quiet, Neil?
Because I'm still fucking setting up shit on my new phone. So.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Shut up, Seamus. You know how this goes.
Technology.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's mostly done. The great thing now is you can just transfer all the information from your old phone over to your new phone using wireless, which is great.
It is helpful, although one or two of my apps didn't transfer over. And how I have a set of Google. Well, I have a set of Google Glass. I can't get the app for it anymore. So it's more or less, so it's more or less brain dead on my phone now. I can't Bluetooth it to anything.
I wonder if will they ever up? No, you know what? Because Google Glass never really went anywhere.
Right. And also the set that I have, I don't know what happened to it, but when I turn it on, it heats up after a while to the point where it has to shut down. It gets so hot. So now it's just I'll sell it to a collector someday, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty much all it's good for now. And I do know the getting too hot thing. I had to do that with an ex once. Shut her down. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who dumps an ex or dumps someone for being too hot.
I know, right? It's usually me that's on that end.
No, your humility there.
Seriously.
604.
I think about honestly. About 5% I broke up with. The rest of them, the other way around.
Well, it's an interesting question. I only have a small N number of people who I have been engaged with, but most of them have been wise enough to dump me. I will say that. At least the most spectacular of the dumpers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell the story again, but I've only really dumped one or two people, one of them for very, very, very good fucking reasons.
Yeah,
I always did it face to face. I never did it via text or anything else. I always did the sit down. I said, "Hey, this is how I feel." And
wait.
Yeah, I didn't do the sit down with the junkie.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Turns out
I have a very expensive piece of paper that was a breakup because I did 12 years fucking hard time.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, Vanessa Coronavirus is a troll.
Oh,
Muppet Newsflash.
That's
Muppet Newsflash.
I have to tell you, the only reason why you haven't been banned, troll, is that you're actually less of a toxic troll than many other trolls that have trolled here.
Yeah, we've had a few.
Yeah, and that you're fairly entertaining, and I feel that this may be an educational experience in some way, and that's why That's why you're here, to tell you the truth.
You're always welcome.
And, you know, Troll, maybe you should have like a pint or a smoke or whatever you're into, and just enjoy the fun, because you have some professional people here. You know, I mean, I've actually been paid for comedy before, and everyone else here has been like legitimately smart people. Like, look at Esquire. I mean, he's like Canadian law shit.
No. I don't know shit about the law because I usually break it. So
no.
All right, that's it. That's getting focused on far too much. I think it's time to drop the Esquire.
Oh, it's a great callback.
Peer pressure.
I'm not going to say it. It's not a great callback.
I don't buckle the peer pressure, Seamus. That's one of the reasons I used to get beat up a lot as a kid, because I never buckled the peer pressure. I think the one thing I did buckle to, and I've regretted it ever since, was smoking. Melanie Moon's like, so Seamus is single?
I can't help it. I'm always smoking.
Sorry.
You know, I can only speak for myself, but in terms of that dumpster fire kind of smoke, that's what I exude. People like smell it around. It's like not because I don't put on deodorant. I put on fine amount of deodorant, to tell you the truth. But there is like this existential. What's that?
I can't wear it.
You can't wear deodorant?
Nope.
Why? What happens?
I break out in a horrific rash.
Fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I know.
So
what I do, I don't smell. That's what I do. I shower a lot and I don't smell.
Do you?
So you don't eat much garlic? Actually, I take it.
I do. I love garlic, but I don't. For whatever reason, and apparently it runs in my family on the male side, we're not overly odorous or odoriferous or whatever the hell they call it.
Odoriferous, I think.
Sure. Apparently we're not overly stinky guys. So there you go.
Fair enough.
No,
I bet if you get close enough, you might go. But nobody wants to get that close to me.
How much I'll ever forgive? Like I don't know a lot about my birth parents, but I'll never forgive my father for being Italian.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh, please!
Because that came with consequences. I hate to say it. Like, I like being Italian, but I kind of don't.
I'm part Italian too, so we
go on with that, please. What don't you like about it?
Well, like I said, we get a little bit furrier than perhaps we'd like. You know, and the garlic does occasionally seep through pores.
Is it the aluminum? Yeah. What?
So, that kind of thing. Although I will say I have absolutely no fear of vampire attacks.
Well, if you schwitz the garlic, then you're doing okay.
This is what I'm saying. There's no Italian vampires. I guarantee it.
That's right. Yeah, 3 adopted people here. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I think that's one of
fuck you. You're the odd man out.
I guess.
Go get some childhood trauma. Bring it up.
Oh, I have it if you want me to share it.
We could obliterate your parents, and then we could have someone adopt you, and then you could be part of the club. Obliterate. Like, who uses that word?
Oh, you apparently.
Yeah. So if I'm going to go extreme, right?
Have you had any experience or any contact with your birth parents? Oh, by the way, my name is Andy Hall. I ask intrusive questions. That's what I do.
He does.
Yes, okay. He does. I have not. I am not really certain I want to try to contact them. Like, what if they turn out to be like raging homophobes?
Oh yeah,
right about that. That's a real concern. The only reason why my genetic family contacted me is because of 23andMe, and this is a story that most people know already. But I did the swab, and I made it public, and my birth family contacted me, and and I gotta give my girlfriend credit for like dealing with me as I have dealt with this. It has been a journey. That's what it has been.
Well, I did 23andMe as well, and the closest relative I could find was like a fourth cousin or some shit. So,
Oh yeah,
Done that yet.
there's
Haven't done
that. But one thing I found interesting is they said that I'm basically like ethnically everything except Far East Asian, and I consider that a shame. I'd love to complete the set, but it's still kind of interesting because I have gotten so many different answers on whether or not this makes me a person of color.
That's yeah.
You know,
That's a good
although
question.
like, okay, it doesn't come through very well because cameras don't deal with color as well as we might like. But since I've lived in Southern California, I've started getting color back after 20 years in cloudy ass Seattle, right? And now I get people of like Hispanic descent, Latinx, whatever, coming up to me and starting conversations in Spanish, which is a strange experience for someone who was raised in Vermont.
You know, I was dating a girl who was Cape Verdean, didn't know any of the mother tongue, and people from Cape Verde would tell her, "It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?" Basically, why don't you know any of the original language? And she's like, I just don't.
Oh.
From Vermont. Where are you from? Montpelier is a beautiful city.
Oh, South Burlington.
You know what? I gotta throw this out there real quick. Vanessa Coronavirus. I like her already. She's just quoted the Stones.
You know, she should be a member of the Satanic Temple, to tell you the truth.
I am.
Are you? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was thinking of doing
I
that too.
actually got ordained by the New Life Church. Just for the hell of it. I figure, an ordained atheist would just be a fun thing to be. So I like technically, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the right order because I looked it up once for the protocol. I'm either Lady Reverend Catherine Farr or Reverend Lady Catherine. I forget which one goes first now, but I looked it up once. I don't know.
I want to speak to this and somewhat seriously. Dragons of Genesis says, I wish I was adopted. And you know what? One of the ways that I was able to cope through my religious family when I was growing up, my adopted family, was the fact that I'm not a blood relative to any of these people. And that helped me. That helped me quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I was raised by hippies where my mom, culturally Jewish. My dad, raised Sicilian Catholic, said, fuck this crap, and tried everything throughout my entire childhood, but never forced it on me or my mom. So I saw a lot of religion, but didn't participate. And that probably helped me realize how fucking ridiculous it is.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we went over all of that. If you guys want to search out the episode I did with Kate here, we talked about the religiosity that surrounded her because she basically has been a cradle atheist. She's never been religious in any way, except maybe about weed. But we're all religious about weed around here.
Yeah, but I mean, I actually, one of the things that happened that made me want to leave the atheist community as well is I had said how it sets me apart a little bit being a cradle atheist, that a lot of people have these really interesting escaping religion stories. And I kind of felt a little left out not having one. It set me apart. And someone decided to flip out because apparently they had suffered a ton of abuse at the hands of religious people, and how dare I wish I had a campfire story or something
Jesus
to tell.
Christ.
Yeah, and I was just like, I decided to pull the living rent free right here card and left. Yeah,
no kidding. This, by the way, Andy, if you're going to do that, you got to do it with one of these in your hand when you do that.
No, okay, I understand.
See, just like that, right? or sorry, like Case doing, you can use the pen too, right?
Well, whenever I see someone crossing themselves, I always want to do some sort of steel
legal in Canada,
for baseball.
Right.
There you go.
Well, it's interesting that you would say that, Bionic Dance, because even back in the day with like Sigmund Freud, he would say that a lot of religious behavior has something to do with anxiety.
Yes.
It's something to do with anxiety.
Yeah.
And-
Did you never figure it out though? It's dealing with death.
Yep.
Well, I mean, death
dealing
and
with
also
death.
That's
dealing
exactly
with
what
not
it is. Right
understanding something,
There you
though.
go.
There's,
Yep.
It's not just death, though. I mean, a lot of it is just, I don't understand how this scientific thing works. God did it. You know?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
a lot of that is just God of the
Yeah.
Gapsy stuff.
Exactly. I mean, so we talked to
Vanessa
your
doesn't
man.
want to troll nice people.
You know what?
Well,
You know,
thanks for
and
dropping
I
by,
feel
Vanessa. You're
that's
welcome
a bit-
anytime.
You know, and leave it to the Canadian because I'm like really drunk and I can't even like manage this crap right now. But this is normal. Hour and 25 minutes into
How are
this.
you more drunk than me? And I've been doing shots over top of all this shit. What the hell?
You should handle the chat then, Seamus. You're much
Okay.
more Irish than I am. But
That is true.
Oh, go on.
you know, I mean, you know, Vanessa Coronavirus says, "Bye, guys. It's nice to meet you. So polite. Can't troll nice people anymore." You know, I feel like that's a victory, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like we might have changed a heart and a mind right there.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We
Because
can be
atheists
friends
can
with
be
people
just
who are
folks.
believers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm
You know
sure
what?
I have a lot of religious friends.
too.
Although I hung out in the goth community in Seattle for a long time, and most of my religious friends are like pagans.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
So, Bionic Dance, tell me this, right? Is it
And
easier?
can I say something first?
Oh, yeah, please do.
Because what she just said, what we just said, was I think is really important to what we were talking about earlier about this whole tribalistic thing in atheism. You know, just because a lot of people in our community don't get along or agree doesn't mean we can't be civil to each other and you know
That's right. That's right.
communication. You know, because I see a lot of the problem, and I'm sorry, I will attack the left, even though I'm a part of the left. At least I really think I am.
Well, there's extremists in every camp, Seamus.
Exactly, right? But I think a lot of people want to do this whole we can't platform people, and I think that's wrong. I think just talk to people. Talk to people. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? As long as you're honest and you can have a discussion, just have a discussion and be civil to each other. At the end of the day, I think that's all that matters.
There's some people I will never platform, and that's not going to change because these people are legitimately toxic.
Where's the line, though? Who decides what toxic? Is it just you
No, but
decide
that's
on
my
your
decision
personal?
Of
Okay,
who I will not have on my platform.
okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Anyone else?
mean-
You're free
I
to
will
do it.
say that there are some people that if I would have on my platform, on my channel, my shitty
Your
channel,
shitty channel, yeah.
I would my goal would be to be adversarial.
Seamus is an emo drunk.
Emo trap.
Oh.
I mean, I have to admit, like, speaking as someone who's very, very on the left, remember, raised by hippies, I have been attacking the left from the left. And a lot of people think that means I'm on the right.
You're right, exactly.
Yep.
And
yep.
it's so frustrating. I'm like, I've been screaming from the rooftops, the people who call themselves the left aren't left enough. How does that make me a right winger? I don't get it.
You know, Bionic Dance, the thing is that when you are that far ahead of the curve, you do the thing because you do the thing, and you have to expect the fact that you're going to get punished by it, right? I had Howie Hawkins on, Green Party candidate, during the
Who I
election.
voted for, by the way.
What's that?
Who I voted
I voted
for
for Howie Hawkins too. There's that is public knowledge that I voted for Howie
Terrible
Hawkins.
name, great candidate.
He is a working man who does working person issues, you know, and no good deed goes unpunished.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad to be ahead of the curve and endure all the abuse if at the end of it, when everyone starts coming around on the issue where they were flipping out, they gave an apology and said you were right all along. That'd be
no one
nice.
gives
That's hard to
apologies.
do.
Yep.
It is hardwired. There is a hidden brain episode. I was listening to the podcast earlier today, and the thing is that when you don't give an apology, your brain gives you a little bit of dopamine. It makes you feel good. I'm sorry, Neil. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
When
apologize.
I'm wrong,
sometimes
I
makes me feel good.
apologize. I own it, and I apologize.
Yes, but you're Canadian.
You haven't yet, motherfucker.
Wow. That's hard. That's hard.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
But no, I mean, I've tried to know, like, if I know I'm in the wrong on something, I like to apologize. The problem is that, like, a lot of people don't give you a chance to save face. They don't give you a soft landing. You know, a lot of the times when I refuse to admit I'm wrong, it's because the behavior of other people makes me want to stick to my guns just so I don't endure that abuse. You know? So, I mean, I've tried, although it's difficult sometimes because people can be royal jackasses, but I've tried to give people that chance for a soft landing. You know, that chance to agree with me in a way where they don't endure abuse or ridicule at my hands. It's not easy. I have to admit, and maybe you've noticed, I can be a bit of a smart ass.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, well, it's difficult to help people, you know, come to the right answer without feeling attacked. That's hard.
I will agree with you in the fact that you gotta give people an out. You gotta give people an out. So if they are wrong and categorically wrong, then there has to be a way of having them save face. And, you know, that doesn't make sense in terms of a higher forebrain kind of thinking. But, you know, and to my friends who are like much smarter than I am, it's like, it doesn't make sense.
All of them.
All of that. That's right. That's right. All of them. But you got to give people a way out to admit that they were wrong and that it's okay and that we all have bad brains.
That's interviewing the 101. As far as so I'll bring up my law enforcement background and that, because that's what you do. You always give this kind of caveat, you know, well, hey, you know what? You know, any other guy would have killed the bitch, but you just raped her.
What? Oh.
Wow, dude.
You throw something out like that and you catch the piece of shit rapist because he'll cop to that. That's something for him to jump to.
Don't let me catch the fuckers because I'll.
Well, exactly. But I mean, no. I mean, I've had to sit across from somebody that like raped a 4-year-old and try to like.
Oh, dude, man! Now you're just making me mad because that shit fucking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But that's what you have to. That's what you have to do as a cop. You have to kind of like make that not okay, but you have to like pacify that person.
I feel like
you're talking about Bill Cosby. Was a DJ in the Seattle goth scene, who I had actually known long before I had gotten shoved into the scene by a girl I was crushing on, because that's what happens. And I had always thought something was a little off about the guy. But only recently, like in the last 2 years, was he arrested for the child trafficking porn thing. And a lot of people read the depositions and all of that and said, if you value your sanity, don't read these. The last thing you need to do is read the words 18-month-old and let that haunt your dreams. So I was like tempted to read it, but not. I mean, because I'd known the guy for like maybe 2 decades even. And like I say, he always came off a little off-putting, but not enough to think that he was doing that.
Yeah, you know why?
Sorry, everybody, that I brought it down.
Yeah, you're getting shit from the chat now. I was going to point out earlier that Kate's been getting a lot of love. Listen, guys, if you don't know about her channel, go over there and subscribe now because she makes fantastic. She's one of the first ones that I ever stumbled into on the rabbit hole that we call YouTube, and instantly fell in love with her content. And as a person, so
be aware though, I did leave the atheism scene behind after about 12-13 years or something of nonstop videos. So I do have a big back catalog that you can check out if you want to. There's like 1,500 videos. Some of them I'm proud of, some of them not so much. But it's all there. But since I've rededicated my channel to my true passion, what it was originally intended for, and that's animation. So, be aware if you're subscribing for atheism content,
You know, Bionic, there's a motto in comedy in that you do 9 jokes for the audience and you do 1 joke for yourself. So even you do 9 bits of material for other people and you throw 1 bit in terms of what you believe in or atheist content, or even making a reference that, or even just identifying as an atheist. I mean, that's the work. That's the work, to tell you the truth.
Okay. I just want to tell space stories. Although, actually, I think when Quinn Redshift is done, I may branch out a bit genre-wise. I've been thinking about maybe diesel punk or cyberpunk.
That'd be cool.
I'm sorry. I believe that diesel punk is an environmentally unsafe, unsustainable kind of
form of fiction.
Would you rather steam? Well, no, that requires coal.
Can't we do that with more solar powered or wind powered or ether?
Actually, solar punk.
This is a serious question. This is a serious question.
Is it even a thing?
Ether windmills in space.
What's
windmills
ether?
In space.
What's ether, Andy?
I mean, I suppose it could actually be like a gravity mill, maybe.
But if you're going to go steampunk, then there would have to be ether in space.
Oh, it's steampunk. I mean, okay. If steampunk didn't look all old timey, fine. But I don't like the fashion that goes along with it.
It's an aesthetic thing. I understand.
It is. Oh, that's why I prefer diesel punk. I prefer the aesthetic. But actually, I mean, I don't know. I've had this idea in my head for a good long time for something that seems sort of like it could have been anime, but it also has a lot of Disney's Tailspin mixed in, where it's just called Heart Island, and it's this island where a bunch of people who like to haul cargo by plane gather, and it's like it's got a bar and it's got bunks and stuff, and just tell the stories of the people who go there.
Like season 9 of Archer.
Canterbury Tales.
Season 9 of Archer.
Haven't seen it. I don't know. Well, I was thinking like Cheers meets Wings kind of thing.
Oh my.
But with sort of like that World War II-ish aesthetic that comes with diesel punk.
You're singing my song when you're talking about World War II. You know, I could go on a whole diversion on that, but I'm not.
That's diesel punk. I mean, you look at stuff like The Rocketeer. What the hell is it? Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, it's such a fun movie.
Iron Sky. Hell, Indiana Jones counts as diesel punk.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series. Tell me your thoughts and feelings about that.
Randolph thinks
I'm not a Batman.
You haven't seen Batman the Animated Series?
Really not a fan of Batman.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's Zeppelins. They're like wind ships, proper wind ships too. In the very opening, it is dark, it is mature, and they are yet able to Trojan horse those things.
Because he's going to log out now. And I want to make fun of him before he goes, even though he's probably gone.
Please do.
Randolph says, at the girlfriend, are you in Canada by any chance? If so, please connect with us as the Canadian Atheist. No, the girlfriend is literally Andy's girlfriend.
You know, I have to tell you this. We were drinking with a bunch of Boston atheists, right? We were drinking with a bunch, and the girlfriend knows this story. We were drinking with a bunch of Boston atheists like before the pandemic. And the leader of the Boston Atheists is like, you know what? He basically goes to her. She is sitting right next to me, talking over me to her. And he's like, you seem like a really smart person. And whenever you decide to dump Andy, you should still be involved in this group.
That doesn't sound skeezy at all.
I wish I was making
Andy
that
with
up.
a giant invisible sword through his heart going, I hate you people.
And you know what? I haven't even mentioned it to him. This is the first time I brought this up. And it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll with that. Yeah, the animated series is the best Batman.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I don't know if it came through in that trailer, half trailer, whatever I showed you for Crew and Redshift, but I like my fiction very upbeat. And Batman is kind of the opposite of upbeat.
See you, Randolph.
You're right. You're right.
Yep, Batman is very dark. It's always been since day one. The reason I took to Batman so long is because he's not a superhero. He's not like super. He's a regular guy that just happens to have a shit ton of cash, so he can actually go out there and do whatever he wants and drive really cool cars.
Yeah,
and shit.
I want to fly under my own power. So
yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
You know, I mean, like I don't even need the kapwing bulletproof skin. I don't need the laser vision. And I've often wondered what the world looks like when you're using that. Is everything red, or how does that work? You know, I don't need any of that. I just want to fly under my own power. That's all.
That sounds like you're like a Superman person more than a Batman person.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like, okay, here's another way I like to put it. I'm an 80s kid, not a 90s kid.
Yeah.
Well,
now, the 90s was just fucking wallowing in pathos the whole time. Everyone was just whingy and emo. Whereas in the 80s, everything was bright and colorful and all the entertainment was upbeat. Even the stuff that was grim and dark in the 80s was still better than Happy Fun Ball was in the 90s.
Happy Fun Ball. Well, Batman goes way before the 80s.
Yeah.
Way.
You know 30s.
Hardcore.
30s. Same with Superman.
Yeah.
And Superman was created by Canadians, FYI.
Didn't know that.
Jews.
Jews? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. If you want to read a really, really, really good book, I highly recommend, or listen to it as I've done. I've read it and listened to it.
Sure.
The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay is really, really good. It's about getting into the comic book industry as well. And they're Jews, right, out of New York. And one's from overseas in Europe, and he comes to visit his cousin, and they start their own comic book company. It's very, very good. It's very good. Excellent book. Won awards, actually. So
cool.
Really good to listen to on Audible.
One thing I've been meaning to do, because like I when I'm animating stuff and I'm not animating lip sync, so I can listen to things, usually just like have some video on or something, because I've never wanted to do like a fiction audio book, because what if they, like, the person reading it doesn't read the line the way it was when I read it? Or what if they're pronouncing one of those words that's like unique to that universe in a way I wouldn't? You know?
That's exactly why my cousin did his own Audible for his own book.
But I was thinking, why not get something like A Universe from Nothing by Lawrence Krauss and listen to that? Because then it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, yeah, books like that doesn't matter. My cousin, Ilan,
I'm apparently old and bitter.
I don't know. The girlfriend says you sound hot.
Oh. Yeah.
Andy doesn't even know what to say now.
I'm just gonna drink.
Right.
You know, in the silence of meaning, and I'm gonna do some Jordan Peterson shit right here, which is just word salad.
Why?
In the silence of meaning, you should just drink.
Well, you know, it depends on what you mean by drink.
It all matters as long as you're not a filthy atheist.
It depends on what you mean by filthy.
Right.
Probably filthy soul. You're dirty and tainted and need to be cleaned by Jeebus.
Yes.
Washed, as they like to say. I don't know. It's weird. Like, imagine thinking that some old dude in a bathrobe sprinkling water over your kid's head is magic. Baptism. Neil.
So, Travis, are you a Superman person or a Batman person?
Me?
I like them both.
You like, and we're gonna go with Neil and Seamus on this.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman.
I mean, if I was given a choice and I could only ever like one, I'd pick Batman.
The greatest bit about
which
Superman.
Batman?
That's true.
So hey, the greatest bit about Batman is in Kill Bill Volume 2.
That was Superman, my friend. That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
I didn't care for either one of those fucking dog shit movies.
I hated Kill Bill 1 so much I never saw 2.
2 is so much better. It's great.
two.
Maybe you should have put the better one first.
I know. There's so much in 2 that is, it's so great. And well, okay. So if you Google
How am I the
conversation,
over one out of this? Because I feel like I might be that might just be the drink speaking.
well, no, the conversation about Superman and Kill Bill Volume 2 might be one of the greatest lines in cinematic history. That's just my opinion. I love that explanation, that dichotomy between Clark Kent and Superman. I love that. That is so awesome.
What Dunzemeister just said, Superman thinks he's above everyone else. He can fly. Of course he's above everyone else.
Also, I disagree with you, Seamus. I know the conversation you're referring to because I've seen both of them. I think the conversation about the construction workers on the Death Star and Clerks is much, much better.
Okay. You know what?
Point Neil.
Yes, I agree 100% with you on
and
that.
that's why you're a socialist Democrat, my friend.
Yes.
And
yes.
Opposed to the Internationale.
The International.
Oh, crap. That's something I totally forgot to do. When I took my drinks, I didn't, make a toast.
It's okay.
That's okay. I got a toaster. I'll do it later.
No,
Grab the cheesy joke whenever you can.
I used to hang out at this Irish pub and learned a bunch of Irish toasts, and it was, so.
Solange, that's all you need to know.
Yeah. All right, secular pagan mom.
I got 2 really favorite ones. Maybe I'll break them out later tonight if I don't,
You just love Batman because he's so dark, like the devil. No, that's not. I never even thought of the devil when I started liking Batman. Mind you, when I started liking Batman, I was probably 8. Well, no, they're ears.
Yeah,
that's what they want you to
By
think.
the way, that's also the very worst Lego piece to step on ever. Just by the way.
Adam West is not the fucking devil. I mean, what the hell?
I have to tell you about Quentin Tarantino, and I will say this about creativity in general.
Yeah.
Do not be too much. Do not, and I'm so fucking drunk right now.
You are. It's great.
Do not be too creative. And Dragons in Genesis says this basically word for word, is that the description of Superman in Kill Bill 2 was taken almost verbatim.
No shit.
Something written about someone from the fucking 30s.
Roy Williams.
Okay, I did not know that.
You know, and knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
An all-American
hero.
I'm going to say,
let's go.
Oh, please go. This is the show. This is like the third act. This is the third act, and you should do that. Apparent defeat of the hero. Yep. Go.
I fucking hate Tim Burton with the White Hot Fury of 1,000 Suns. He's been making 2 movies over and over, and that's all he can do.
Oh, explain. I want to hear it. I want to hear it all.
Okay, either it's dark and grim like Batman, or it's funny and grim like Beetlejuice.
Hard to argue
I'm a
that.
Roger Rabbit person myself.
I really hate that guy. And it's funny. He almost ruined Danny Elfman for me because I had only ever heard Danny Elfman doing scores.
Bionic Dance. Have you seen?
And I thought he only had one gear, and that was Psychotic Circus. Womp, womp, womp. But then I saw him score a movie for someone other than Tim Burton, and I realized that Danny Elfman kicks fucking ass. So,
have you listened to Danny Elfman?
Easy.
And give me a moment,
Just
gentlemen.
kidding.
Have you listened to Danny Elfman on Mark Maron? And Mark Maron is arguably one of the best interviewers of all time.
It's good.
Danny Elfman on Mark Maron. It's incredible. It is.
Danny Elfman was one of my heroes, by the way. That's who I wanted to be growing up.
He talks about Idi Amin, and you know what? In terms of the points that I reference in terms of Donald Trump and dictators and Benito Mussolini, I go back to that episode on Mark Maron's WFTF about Danny Elfman when he talks about Idi Amin in Uganda. It is magic. It is worth your time.
Oh my goodness!
I know smeg all about Idi Amin.
Yes.
Seriously, I know he exists. I know his name, and I know he's probably a bad man. But that's everything I know.
That's all you need to know. Is that he was the clown So Danny Elfman was in Uganda in the early days of Idi Amin's dictatorship, and Elfman, he was a young guy. He was a young guy, and he was asking the taxi driver about, well, what do you think about Idi Amin illegalizing miniskirts, which was a thing?
Andy, what? Let's reference something that's modern, huh? Idi Amin. Are you kidding?
No.
Half of the listeners probably weren't even alive when he was.
The thing is, you cannot understand.
He dead now?
You know, and I just want to, and we're like obviously close to the show. One of the reasons why I predicted Donald Trump was going to win the presidency, one of the reasons why I predicted, it's like, and if you were listening to the show, watching the show, it's like, you know, this whole January 6th thing is salient, and I'm looking into the camera. This is important, and this Idi Amin story, it's so important. You don't even know why it's so important. Is that Danny Elfman was in Uganda, and he was before the genocide, and he was talking to a taxi driver and saying, like, wow, aren't you afraid that Idi Amin just illegalized miniskirts? And the taxi driver said, that's just a joke. He's a clown. And Idi Amin in Uganda, who orchestrated the Rwandan genocide, he was just a joke. And how do we look at Trump? How did people look at Mussolini before he became Mussolini? They were just jokes. And it is relevant, and that's how you are able to predict what's going to happen in 3 months or 6 months or 3 years from now. People who are dangerous are considered jokes today.
Now,
I don't know. There's plenty. You can make this.
I have a question. Where was Danny Elfman?
Danny Elfman was basically on tour.
No, I was kidding. I just always
I'm sorry. I lose my sense of humor.
1,000 times. Never mind. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, it's you know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just.
I don't know. The people that bother me are the smiling villains. Okay, let's be honest. I mean, we had
just killed.
Yeah. So we had Reagan, who was very much like Trump.
That right.
Then we had Bush, who was a failed Reaganite because he couldn't convey the message.
He was dumb.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we had Clinton, who was able to pass a lot of the shit that Bush couldn't for the same side. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Glass-Steagall, the North American trade.
You know, Seamus, not only can you hold your liquor and your liver is proper, but the fact that you know anything about Glass-Steagall whatsoever is wonder here on this channel.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, I mean, really, since Reagan, we've had the same fucking president. They just sound different. Okay, and honestly, I mean, Obama fucked this probably more than Trump.
I will challenge you on that.
We're giving Doctor a headache, guys. Come on.
What's that?
We're giving Doctor a headache. Go lay down. Take care, Doctor. Dr. Cyrus.
Yeah. Oh. Andy, show your age.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor Who? That's good. Anyway.
Oh, no, I was referencing Little Shop of Horrors.
I know.
Okay.
But it also reminded me of that.
Oh,
because this is that's almost the way the Daleks say it too, just in a higher pitched voice. The Doctor, you know. Exterminate.
Oh, one thing that's kind of funny. Okay, I got a text to speech voice on my phone that sounds like a really bored Scotsman, and I decided to use it as the voice of the ship's computer in Quinn Redshift.
Nice.
So his ship's computer is a bored Scotsman named Arch.
I love it.
Well, he's the steward. That's fine.
And you got to, you know, Andy, you got to be better on pulling up stuff from the chat, man, because there's been some fucking Zoomer or some real doozies in the chat that you just missed.
You know, Neil, the 604 Atheist Esquire.
I thought you were going to say asshole.
Enjoying this show for like 14 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the brilliant shining moment that I've been like doing shots for I don't know how long. It's like, Andy, for some reason you're like in control of the chat. And it's like, yeah, that's wrong.
I'd do it, but I can't do it from here.
So Idi Amin was a clown. Tons of mice. Here we go.
Okay, I was gonna say something about that. Is the thing that Jenna Elfman is a Scientologist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that who David Duchovny was married to?
Dharma, clowns are bad. Karma isn't real.
I mean, I know who David Duchovny is. I don't remember him marrying Jenna Elfman, though.
I think that's who that. Is that who that is?
No. Taya Leone he married.
That's right.
I can see the confusion, though. They do look a little alike.
Jenna Elfman was in Dharma. Jenna Elfman was in Dharma and Greg, right?
Jenna, yes, she was. She's now in Fear of the Walking Dead.
Okay.
That's where she's now.
That's it. Okay. So.
I really liked Dharma and Greg because I was raised by hippies. I know.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I would be remiss if I didn't say
How are you, brother?
Bionic Dance. When you say that you were raised by hippies, Charles Manson was a hippie.
Was he? Though?
Okay.
No true hippie.
Was he a hippie or was he a hippie where they
wearing, granola eating, log cabin building Vermont hippies? All right.
You know, Seamus,
I ate at the first Ben and Jerry's, the one that was a garage, like an auto mechanic garage. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I had Ben and Jerry's before any of you poor fuckers even knew who they were.
Yep.
I just love seeing Seamus do Neil. I'm sorry, I'm like so fucking drunk at this point. Neil doing like the face palm, the full hand face palm. It's like at my shitty joke right there. That's like magic. That makes this all worthwhile. I just want to go back to
like one of those drunks that would just say weird shit. You know, like one of those, I love you, man, or one of those, like everyone's always kissing your ass. You know, one of those drunks. I never have that guy. That's not me.
Hey, Bionic Dance.
Yo,
I love you. I love you. I do though. You're awesome. I just want to say you are awesome.
Aw, shucks.
So.
Jerry Tier says you're a fun drunk, Andy, until you pass out.
I am. I'm an exceptionally fun drunk. That's why
never pass out at a party if you're at a party with me and my buddies from back in the day, because they will draw dicks on your face. They will. They will. I have pictures. I don't know where they are. They're actual pictures that you go and get, done and printed and whatnot. I have them somewhere here.
Only time I ever fell asleep at a party, it was in the arms of Beer Goggles Girl.
Beer Goggles Girl?
Yeah, the one where you sort of wake up in the morning and go, oh,
yeah.
Oh, God. Not
the
coyote ones where you got to chew off the armor or something.
No. This was, you know what? I'm not going to say anymore because
it's okay. It's okay.
She knows who she is, and I don't want to.
I hope so.
We've all been there. Right?
I constantly have to check my ID just to make sure, but
Seamus, I Freud, and I'm going to go back to Freud, is that some people were born old. I was born old and phallically conservative, to tell you the truth. Phallically.
Thanks for sharing on that. Okay.
I was definitely born young. And stayed that way. I remember when I was very little and my parents read me Peter Pan and I heard about Never Never Land where you stay a kid forever. And I said, how the fuck do I get there?
I'm glad he didn't mean Michael Jackson. So that's
if you offered me a ticket to a place where I could be a kid forever, you wouldn't be able to. Like your hand would be a stump. I'd take the ticket that hard.
I'm going to say right here and right now that Jordan Peterson would be the person who is the Pied Piper of those stuck in Never Never Land.
I've never been in a podcast before where his name has been brought up twice.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Was it brought up
Yeah, me
before?
too.
I missed that. If it was, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to show you guys. I still have my first toy ever given to me when I was a baby.
Okay.
And yeah, it's right here. It's right here. You just pull this down and go. Look at that. See?
You're token up as a baby. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's my weed torch right here, man.
I still have a baby blanket. Like I have a picture of me sleeping under it, and it's over there in a cabinet. It's like the oldest thing I own.
Well, in all honesty,
can I ask to be angry for a minute?
It's your show, dude.
All right. So when I talk to Theists,
you got less than 10 seconds, okay? Because it's almost 2 hours.
When I talk to well, fuck that then. Hey, my name is Andy Hall. This is Dr. Canard. This has been like some kind of like dumpster fire. You know what? Bionic Dance. I have found meaning in this. I don't even know what we've done here.
We had a good time, Andy. That's what we did.
Oh.
And that is good enough. That's good enough for the troll, and that's good enough for us. Neil, the 604 Atheist. I'm going to say Esquire. I'm going to say Esquire right now.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
I'm going to say
you have to say it like this, though. Esquire. T-Choir. What?
S.
She's moving up to the next letter.
Esquire. W choir. There you go.
V-Choir.
All right, so
that sounds like some sort of wacky Italian car, doesn't it? It's got the V choir.
The V choir.
So Bionic Dance is Sicilian, Italian.
Yeah, Sicily's part of Italy.
By default, I guess. Yeah, perhaps.
Be nice, Andy, or you might wake up with a horse head in your bed.
I actually asked my dad once, and he said, "No, our great grandfather was beat up by the mob." I was like, great, but they have those stories, like great grandfather is working on the docks and the limo would pull up and these mafia guys would just go over to these crates of grapes and just pick them up and you can't do anything, so yeah.
I like your Iron Chair Tears call. I have nothing left over from my childhood except for my foreskin.
Hold your foreskin. Like it was.
I can't say the same, Iron Chair Tear. I was raised Jewish, and I really didn't have any say at the matter because it happened literally 11 days after I was born.
I do think that should be something that doesn't happen until you're at least 18.
I think the kids should have a say in that matter. But it's like one of the funniest things I always thought about is if we are allegedly made in the image of God, does he have a foreskin? And if so, why the fuck does he want us to remove it?
Does he have an appendix?
Well, I think it's silly because I don't know. There's a whole rail I could go on about the whole image of God stuff because we happen to look the way we do because of evolution, not because of some imaginary space fairy. So
I really don't think that God looks anything like this.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think so. Anyway,
so we're gonna transition this because we've been drinking for over 2 hours.
I've still got some left.
Solid shots of mezcal here, and somehow I think I'm gonna remember some of this tomorrow morning.
That's good.
What do we have going on the channels? Neil the 604 Atheist. What do you have?
No. You let the guest go first, Andy. Come on.
Bionic. Thank you, sir.
You saw some of what I was working on before that the beginnings of a trailer for Quinn Redshift. That's my project. It is a labor of love, like you were saying. It's I said to myself, what kind of sci-fi would I have loved to have seen? That especially that they don't make anymore, and that sort of unabashed heroism that doesn't have that grim, gritty underbelly is something I feel that's been missing from sci-fi for a good long time. So I wanted to bring back that retro pulp feel, that sort of Buzz Lightyear, Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I dig it.
That's part of why I use a sort of faux RKO logo at the beginning, is to try to let people know what they're getting into.
You know what, Bionic Dance? The most impressive, this is what I learned from many years of therapy. I hear you. And I understand what you're doing. You're doing good work.
Well, thank you. My point is, though, it's going to take like a while to finish. I'm in the middle of Act 2 right now. Act 3 should go a heck of a lot faster than 2. So, yeah, give it a few months, maybe even a year. We'll see, but I'm getting there.
Apparently, Yahweh's foreskin is now the island of Sicily.
Neil, you gotta say the word Trojan word.
He didn't say, is this in the chat?
It's Tons of Mites. Tons of Mites always comes up with the best stuff.
Tons of Mites always does.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes, John, it's only 2 hours.
Oh.
It's only 2. It's only 2.
If I'd realized that, I thought we were just going till we couldn't hack it anymore. If I'd known that, I would have gone to get more mixer and polish this off.
Well, there's always my after party later.
Oh, we're doing an after party?
No. After my show at 5. At 6, we'll do an after party.
But
that's a long time.
Very acidic. It's right.
I'll send you a link. So go get more booze and more
Rob.
All right, I can wait for the stupid after party and then get even more drunk and high.
Awesome. And if it makes that Vanessa coronavirus feel any better, I do have some holy ale.
And I will say you
Never
this.
Never been opened.
I will tell you this. This is the intersection.
All right, now Tons of Mice wants me to just like power chug the rum.
Yeah, down it, Kate.
Do it!
Seamus, what do you have going on?
Oh, I thought he was finally wiping his
like
nose.
cleaning out your
Except for blowing my nose. Sorry about that.
Absolutely.
You could hit the mute, you prick.
Horrible person. Horrible moderator.
That's me. Yeah. So tomorrow we are going to talk to Dr. Josh.
Awesome. He's great.
Yep. So we're going to talk about the Old Testament and how awesome it really is. We're going to talk to Steve McCrae about Zuckerberg and all that other awesome. Yeah.
I don't know why after this much fucking time you're rehashing that shit, man.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's just now coming to light. I mean, the guy that everybody was champion on that side of the fence is actually turned out to be fucking, what he was. So yeah, I think it's relevant. I don't know. So
and I will say,
slurp my butt.
Slurp my butt.
You heard me.
What?
I said Steve McCrae can slurp my butt.
Fair enough.
Hate that guy.
That doesn't mean he's right or wrong.
Yeah.
No, I just hate him.
Oh, I understand hate. I'm all about hate. My midbrain goes like, it's a Christmas tree of hate. I hate many people. I'm an antisocial social media person. But that doesn't mean that they're right or wrong.
Well, so the other thing
Sorry
I like
about
to
that,
hey, guys in the chat, no, I don't support pedos in any form at all, unlike Matt Dillahunty. So I just put that out there. So thank you.
Don't get me started on Matt Dillahunty.
All right, so we're 2 hours and 7 minutes into this Bionic Dance. I'm going to ask you to get into Matt Dillahunty.
Yeah.
No.
It's very simple. Biden wasn't left enough for me. I said so where he could see it. He unfriended me after years of knowing each other. Just for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
just for he said I have no room in my world for that kind of stupidity. Bye-bye. And that was that. So fuck Matt Dillahunty.
I just want to say that if you are here, then we are the sharp tip of the spear, and not the sword, because the sword, it will only extend to a certain point. We're the spear, and that's what we do, and that's why we're here. We're unpopular, and we're going to say unpopular things. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew Hall, and I'm a cheap fucking plug for my show. on Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm so like browned out. I don't even know when my show is. Joe Badon, who's like a legitimate artist.
Neil wants attention.
Go ahead, Neil. Go ahead.
Do I get to shill anything, or are you just going to say
ahead,
fuck that guy?
away.
Chill away, my man.
In less than an hour, and in fact, about 50 minutes from now, I'll be going live with my guest tonight, Kevin from Left at the Valley. So if you're interested in hearing some deconversion stories of Kevin, head over to my channel, Neil the 64 Atheist. I do deconversion stories. I'm sure most of you already know that. Anyways, that's where I'll be in about 50 minutes from now. And
Left of the Valley is like in the Pacific Ocean.
Left at the Valley.
Yeah. They're great people. I mean, Kevin's awesome. Everybody
Kevin's
else
great.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin's great. So
they did last year. They lost one of their original members, passed away from cancer.
Yeah, it was.
So they were,
Nancy, we love you forever.
Yeah,
she was great. She was oh goddamn. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, it was very sad. Yeah. Anyway,
huge loss that doesn't really get said often.
Anyway, also I do an after party, which is a lot of fun, and Kate will be there because I'll send her.
It seems so.
Gotta sober up.
And one last thing, this is, of course, this has to be holy there, Vanessa, because it was tempered over burning witches. Okay.
Nice. Nicely done.
I just want to say about Iron Charioteer is that my dumpster fire of whatever I do. We are the sharp end of the spear, and that's what comedy is. I don't know if you realize that, everyone, but this is comedy and absurdity, talking about faith in some kind of epistemological kind of way. Thank you.
Comedy.
Yeah.
I'm actually the sharp end of the suction cup arrow, but
you had me at suction cup, to tell you the truth.
I'm just pleased to watch Neil nearly like nose snort beer.
How many times have you fucking done that to me, though? So many times.
It's your fault for taking a swig when I'm talking.
Fair enough.
You know, Dragons in Genesis, I mean, in all seriousness, they do. And besides being a home to Richard Carrier, who I believe is personally a scrollless person. Richard
and I have vowed to get together and drink some
Seamus is like rubbing his eyes. Why are you saying this? You know, you should subscribe to Dragons in Genesis podcast.
Yes, yeah, Jason does really good stuff.
He does good work, and I have decided that Richard Carrier does good work, even though he might be a shit pile person.
Well, I'm willing to bet that during this whole pandemic, people have been avoiding him more than anyone else.
Shit pile person.
He's a carrier, you see.
He's a shit pile person, and I don't care if I'm
He's
sued.
never been anything but nice to me the times we've hung out.
That's because he doesn't want to put his phallic parts into you.
Well, I'm happy about that.
Yes, I would think so. All right, forget it. Let's
I'm glad I'm not the one that's saying
wrap the show up.
Thank you very much. We're like 2 hours and 13 minutes into this, and I've just started talking about my beef with.
Wrap the show up. Save it for another one.
Wait, just one more thing. No, I'm kidding.
Please. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. At the end of the month, we're going to be doing this show. And we'll talk to you later.
See you guys next month.